All right, part 3 of digits. If you want to follow along on digits without my voice, that is fine. But many of you guys, when you get your first job, not all, have to ponder the idea of whether or not you want to get paid hourly or off commission. I would say most of you guys will be paid hourly. And that's not too bad with it being a first job. If you have the opportunity to do salary, I don't see that really happening very much just because you're a student. But in any instance, let's do this problem. Okay, let's go. Taylor has a new sales job at the clothing store. She is given 2 options of how to be paid, hourly or by commission. Some jobs, my first job, I worked at SportsMart, and SportsMart is another Dick's Sporting Goods, and it was back in the days, it was in Fox Valley, and I was an hourly person, something close to this. I think I was minimum wage back then was 5 something, but I was earning $7.45, and the shoe people actually got a commission, so they got bonus. They had both of these options, which is kind of sweet, because the more shoes you sold, the better off you were. I was in team sports, but let's go back to this problem. She has been given 2 options to pay, so she plans to work on 4 hours and 5 days a week. So the first thing you need to know is that there's 2 parts to this. We have option A. So option A, we have to kind of consider work right here to represent it. And option A, we have 4 hours, so technically it's 4, and then we're going to multiply that by 5. Why by 5? Because there's 4 hours per day, and then 5 days a week you're earning this, which means you're going to be working a total of 20 hours. In case you didn't know, full-time job is actually 40 hours a week. So a part-time job wouldn't be anything less than that. So this would be a part-time job. She also estimates that she can sell about $200 worth of clothing per day. So if we're at a fixed rate, this is the time. This is not a percent problem, so to speak. So technically you would have to do 20 hours times the hourly wage, which is $7.50. Type that in your calculator that you should have with you, or I guess you could be lazy and just wait for me to kind of tell you what it is, but I'm going to go painfully slow. For 20 hours, you're going to earn $143. Bear in mind, taxes and fees also play a role in there, so you're really not walking away with all $143. Give or take 130-ish. Option B. Let's go over here to have some space. Now this is the percent problem. We have A is equal to P times B. Now notice I'm writing that every single time. Okay, just to remind myself and kind of have that in mind. So the estimation is to consult $200. Now what is missing? Most obvious, percent's missing. $200 worth of clothing is technically what you're going to have for your B, because that's how much sales you have. So you have $200. Oh, should undo that. You need to figure out how much. Oh, P is not what's missing because we have it right here. Duh. So we have A is now equal to 18%, which would be 0.18, multiplied by how much are you actually selling? It's 200. So if you're selling 200, you get 18%. That's like the cut of it. If this was a pie chart representing it, 18% would be a little tiny slice. That's how much you sell. That's how much you keep. And that is yours. Here we go. Multiply that out. 0.18 times 200. That's going to get you 36. Dandy. And it's $36. Now, that is how much per day. You might be thinking, obviously, this is the better one, but remember, this is for 5 days right here. So if this per day, I have to do 5 times 36. That's $180 compared. So option B gives you the biggest bang for your buck. But can you really guarantee yourself selling $200 worth of merch or clothing during that time. That is a risk that people take sometimes. But, okay, let's go ahead and let's move on to the next problem. Next problem, I do want to remind you, I'm going to go ahead and let you kind of go at it yourself right here. So go ahead and pause the video. Try to look at the example that we just did before and do this problem. And then I will resume. Pause the video. Really, try it. Don't just sit there. Don't zone out. I'd be tapping your desk, walking around right now. All right. Answer choices. We have option A, B, and they generate the same amount of earnings, but we're going to go ahead and try to work this out. Here we go. Option A. We have 7 days. So we'll go 7 times 5. It's going to be, I'm going to go fast now. 35. And then we have 35 multiplied by the hourly wage of 16. 35 times 16. It's going to get us $560. Okay, so now we're going to go to B right here. And B we have estimates 3,500. So that's going to be my part. And then, or my whole. A is equal to, we have 0.16 multiplied by 3,500. 3,500 times 0.16 commission is going to be $560. He can sell it. Oh, that's per week. So that's it. Boom. Bam. It is the same. So I hate to say it. If it's the same, if you value security, you definitely want to pick option A. If you want to kind of live on the wild side, option B is a lot of work for the same security that you could be offered. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next part right here. It says if you were John choosing the option, if you were John, which option would you choose if both generate the same weekly pay based on the estimated work prediction? So that's kind of what we just talked about. You can read the explanation. And ladies and gentlemen, the close and check, if you are intellect and you really want to see if you understand it, feel free to click on the close and check. You can click on the companion page, which will pull up a PDF, and you can do these problems to kind of double check. Especially if you're forced to stay home or forced to work on some things. Some of you guys are like, oh, I don't want to, and the answers are here, but don't look at them. Other than that, you can go straight to the homework. I want to remind you guys that you go to the homework. We go to our class. I believe marking period 3 is still here. We have 3G. Oh, okay, one person's completed it. I'm not going to click on it, but it does keep track of the grades to monitor your learning. But I'm going to go ahead and change the due date right now. Boom. Use that. Edit. And I'm going to make it due on Monday as promised. And until tomorrow, I will talk to you guys later. Feel free to email if you need to. Otherwise, if anyone has a PS4, a real system, let me know. And if you have Madden or 2K, challenge is on. Take it easy.